This e-learning video covers workshop equipment. It highlights the most common workshop equipment which you will find in the workshop. It relates to the G4 unit or the MS4 unit. Please attempt the quiz at the end of the video. Don't forget to take notes. Lesson objectives. After studying the video and making notes, you should be able to answer questions on a range of workshop equipment and safe usage. In addition to the hand tools which you have already learnt about and test equipment, most workshops will also have a range of equipment for lifting and supporting, as well as electrical or air operated tools. Ramps. They are used for raising a vehicle off the floor. The image shows a 2-post wheel-free type. Other designs include a 4-post and scissor types where the mechanism is built into the workshop floor. Jacks and axle stands. A trolley jack, like this one shown, is used for raising part of a vehicle such as the front or one corner or side. It should always be positioned under suitable jacking points, axle or suspension mountings. When raised, stands must also be used in case the seals of the jack fail, causing the vehicle to drop. Engine crane. A crane of some type is essential for removing the engine on most vehicles. It usually consists of 2 legs with wheels that go underneath the front of the car and a jib that is operated by a hydraulic ram. Chains or straps are used to connect to or wrap around the engine. S.w.l. All lifting equipment will have an s.w.l. S.w.l stands for Safe Working Load. When using lifting equipment, it is very important to ensure that you are within the safe working load. Air guns. A high-pressure air supply is common in most workshops. This image shows a typical wheel gun for use for removing wheel nuts or bolts. Note that when replacing wheel fixings, it is essential that you still use a torque wrench. Electric drill. The electric drill is just one example of electric power tools used in automotive repair. They should never be used in wet or damp conditions. This is in case of electrocution. Parts washer. There are a number of companies that supply a parts washer and change the fluid it contains at regular intervals. Part washers are used to clean parts from a vehicle or even just individual components from an engine. Steam cleaner. Steam cleaners can be used to remove protective wax from new vehicles as well as to clean grease, oil and road deposits from cars in use. They are supplied with electricity, water and fuel to run a heater, so caution is necessary. Electric welders. There are a number of forms of welding used in repair shops. The 2 most common are metal inert gas, known as MIG, and manual metal arc, known as MMA. A gas welder. Gas welders are popular in workshops as they can be used as a general source of heat, for example when heating a flywheel ring gear. Gas welders can also be known as a gas axe as they can cut through metal. Coil spring compressors. Springs must be compressed before they are removed from suspension struts. A number of different tools are available. However, the type shown here is very popular. The 2 clamps are positioned either side of the spring using the hooked ends. The bolts are then tightened evenly until the tension of the spring is taken by the clamps. Using coil spring compressors, you must stay safe, as if they slip, it can hurt you. Ball joint splitters. 2 types of ball joint splitters are in common use. One type is a simple forked wedge that is hammered in between the joint and the arm. This works well but can damage the joint. If the joint is to be reused, the lever type splitter is preferred. This tool clamps onto the arm and threaded section of the joint. A bolt is tightened which applies force to push the joint free. Pipe clamp. A pipe clamp is used to block a pipe for test or repairs to be carried out. For example, on a braking system, it can be used to prevent leakage of fluid when cylinders are replaced. Alternatively, the source of a spongy brake can be narrowed down. This is done by clamping each flexible pipe in turn and pressing the pedal. However, some manufacturers do not recommend these tools because they can damage the pipe. Honing tool. A honing tool is sometimes called a glaze buster. It is used to grind the inside of a cylinder to a good final finish. This can be done to an engine cylinder or a much smaller hydraulic brake cylinder. The tool is usually mounted in an air drill as the power source. Lubrication should be used when this equipment is operated. Tyre changer. It is possible to change tyres with 2 levers and a hammer. However, this does cause some damage to the wheel if not used correctly. It is much quicker and easier with an automatic changer. A lever arm is still needed to start the bead of the tyre lifting over the rim. An electric motor drives the wheel round as the tyre is removed or fitted. Most changers incorporate a bead breaker. This is to break the bead of the tyre away from the wheel. Wheel balancer. Most wheel balancers offer facilities for measuring the wheel and then programming this into a computer. The machine usually runs from the mains electrical supply. The wheel is clamped to the machine and spun. Sensors in the machine determine the static and dynamic balance. A display states where extra weight should be added to obtain accurate balance. On-car balancers have been used but are less accurate than the later computerized types. A wheel balancer helps to balance the wheel and stops vibrations as you drive down the road. Tyre inflator. This is a simple but important item of equipment. Make sure it is looked after so that the gauge remains accurate. A small difference in tyre pressure can have significant effect on the performance and the wear of the vehicle. Clutch aligner kit. The clutch disc must be aligned with its cover and the flywheel when it's fitted. If not, it is almost impossible on some vehicles to replace the gearbox. This is because the gearbox shaft has to fit through the disc and into a pilot or spigot bearing in the flywheel. The kit on the right shows that it has got adapters to suit most vehicles. Always use a clutch alignment kit for when replacing a clutch. Now that this lesson is finished, please attempt the quiz underneath this video hyperlink. Just to let you know, all the information from this video is in a PowerPoint as well, which is also hyperlinked in the Google Doc.